for watching our show today. I'd like to introduce you to Helen Brunston of Swish Concepts. Helen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Annette. Yes, my business, I'm the principal designer and owner of Swish Concepts Interior Design. I've been in business coming up to my 7th year in Newcastle. I specialise in interior design work as well as property styling.
Okay. So, Helen, how did you get started in the business?
I trained 25 years ago to be an interior designer, and when my husband and I moved to Newcastle, I wanted to start my own business, and I love design, I love all parts of design, and it was a natural progression to start my own business.
So tell me, Helen, I come across a lot of people who are thinking about selling. What is the best bit of advice that you can give someone who's thinking about selling?
I think initially anybody who's thinking of selling should really look at their property and look at it from a potential buyer's point of view. From street view, from person getting out of the car,
Definitely.
through to the garden, through to the home, right back through into the backyard. Thinking it in terms of how a fresh set of eyes would view the property rather than the way that they've been used to looking at their home for possibly many years.
Yeah. So Helen, for someone who is starting out, what would be, say, 2 or 3 things that you could say are relatively easy for them to get started on?
Okay. Light, as in lamps and light fittings, as well as natural light, is really important in anybody's home. It needs to feel open and spacious and not dark and closed up. So I do think that checking and making sure the bulbs in the home work, making sure that your light fittings are nice and clean, because that will obviously give better light if they're nice and clean. Make sure that your curtains are clean and drawn back during viewings, so you've got as much natural light coming into the home as possible.
Yeah, brilliant. Helen, what about styling a home?
Okay, styling can make an enormous difference to the look of the property, and as far as an appeal for anybody looking for a property at that time. Certainly it helps the agents because it's presenting the property in a much nicer light, and the agent appreciates having a great property. Certainly in terms of what I do, I come out and actually talk to the client, go room by room with them.
Okay.
Usually takes between an hour and an hour and a half.
Okay. Do they pay for that consultation?
Yes, they do. Yes. They do pay for that consultation.
Yep.
I can then come back to them with a full report, which they can actually tick off and use it as a bit of a reminder for the things that they need to do to improve their property.
Is that then something that they can go on and do for themselves, or get you to do?
No, they can go on and do that. The report is actually just to remind them of the things that we've spoken of, and because it's almost a tick-off report, it's also giving them the opportunity to make sure that they've gone through and done everything that we'd spoken about at the time.
Right. And the benefit of getting you that is?
The benefit of my involvement is that I am truly looking at it from a potential buyer's
From
point of view.
outside looking in.
So I can guide them towards the best options to make sure that their home is presented in the best possible light, so they achieve a quicker, better result.
Brilliant. So Helen, how do people get in contact with you?
Okay, with Swish Concepts I have a website which is www.swishconcepts.com.au. My phone number is 4955 388. Or my email address is design@swishconcepts.com.au.
That's brilliant. Well, you've given our viewers a lot to think about today. Certainly a starting point. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We look forward to another episode down the track.
Thank you. Great.
So thank you for tuning into our show today, meeting with Helen Brunston from Swish Concepts and myself from Adamstown TV. I'm Annette Pinkerton.